is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 5 o'clock, more deaths connected to COVID-19 are being reported in Indiana, and we are learning more about how the state is managing testing supplies. A look at the numbers and who is being targeted for that testing. COVID-19 has created a lot of uncertainties for Americans, including with your wallet. We talked to a financial expert about what you can do to make plans for your money during the outbreak. And with high schools and colleges closing for the semester, seniors are missing out on some major milestones. How students are reacting to the changes that could impact their future careers. But first, we do need to get a check of our Storm Team 6 forecasts. We are officially in spring. And Raphael, I hear that you have a new bouquet of flowers behind you this morning.
Well, as you know, since we are social distancing, we have a studio here in Johnson County in my living room. Every day we're going to change the flowers. So for you and Lauren, little roses this morning. I don't want you to forget me. So keep in mind that behind me every day, something will change. And it's for you and Lauren and Todd too.
Yes,
I mean, we
of
love
course.
Todd
I was going to say a little bit of an ode to the Bachelor, Bachelorette, maybe. So we'll toss it over to our resident Bachelor, Todd Clausen, taking a check of the weather.
All right, and Raphael, just for future reference here, my favorite flower, the tulip. I love tulips.
Oh, he does.
I'm 100% Dutch, so
I got you.
You know, and that's where the tulip comes from.
I got you.
You know which house is mine if you drive down my street because of all the tulips that are coming up out of the ground. All right, outside right now, 40s and 50s. It's nice and mild for you across the area. 50 degrees right now in Bloomington, 47 in Tipton, 50 in Lafayette. Yeah, these temperatures will warm nice and quick throughout the day. There's a little bit of cloud cover out there, so yesterday in the afternoon and evening, there wasn't a cloud to be found. It was absolutely terrific. There'll be a little more in the way of cloud cover throughout the course of the morning hours, and then eventually we'll go overcast, but we still remain mild. And some of these showers will start to sneak in here as we work our way into the evening hours. So by no means is today a bad day, and by no means is today going to be a washout. There's a lot of dry hours. In fact, most of the day is dry. It's really not even until 4 o'clock that we introduce the chance of just some scattered showers across the area. Not everybody is going to see it, so another opportunity to get outside before things turn a little more wet as we go into the days on Friday and Saturday. So take advantage of today. We'll talk more about that wet weather heading our way coming up in Maine Weather in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look I-465 at Kentucky Avenue. You can see just a few cars and trucks out there this morning. Once again, no issues to report. This morning, we continue to bring you everything you need to know about the coronavirus outbreak. The Indiana State Department of Health says 2 more people have died from the virus, bringing the total of deaths to 14. The latest were reported in Hancock and Howard counties. There were also 112 newly confirmed cases. The state says the total number of Hoosiers that have tested positive now stands at 477. As the numbers continue to climb, Governor Holcomb and state officials gave an update about testing. Indiana State Health Commissioner Christina Bach says 14% of tests taken have come back positive for COVID-19. More than 3,300 Hoosiers have been tested so far.
While this rate may seem high, it's expected because we're testing the highest risk individuals, those who are ill, and those who are at high risk for exposure because of where they work or whom they work with.
Bach said that the state has received a second shipment of medical supplies from the federal government. That includes masks, gowns, gloves, and shields. Governor Holcomb also took time to thank those Hoosiers and businesses volunteering to help fill the need for these essential products. Thousands of Hoosiers are now without jobs because of COVID-19. In the last few days, more than 20,000 people have filed for unemployment in the state. Economy experts believe that number will reach 120,000 by next month. Many restaurants, hotels, factories, and others have been closed because of restrictions surrounding the pandemic. Like many others, Chris Clark lost his job as a manager at a local bar as a result. He said he filed for unemployment, but has already found another job.
Luckily for me, I was able to find some temp work at a grocery store here in town. Grocery stores are one of the things that aren't going to be shutting down in case anything goes any further. But a lot of people are just looking for work right now and just trying to save what they do have.
You can find information about how to file for unemployment on our website, theindychannel.com. And Hiring Hoosiers continues to connect you to job opportunities with companies that are looking for help right now. 5-Star Senior Living in Noblesville is filling several positions. That includes dietary aid workers, certified nursing assistants, full-time licensed practical nurses, and full-time activity assistants. On-the-job training is provided. For more information about these positions and a link to apply, you can head to hiringhoosiers.com. You can also go to the Hiring Hoosiers website to find information about many other open job opportunities.
Our live team coverage continues from our Johnson County studios. Let's talk about your money. The stocks, 401ks, they've taken a dive. So what should you do with all of your money right now? Our Alyssa Donovan spoke to a financial planner about some tips that you could maybe take a consideration of as we speak. Alyssa, good morning.
Yeah, the biggest advice that we were given was that you need to think about your long-term financial plan during this time and don't do anything rash. Now, one of the things that he told me was when we've experienced a bear market in the past, we've always recovered. Now, there are some things that you can do to get the most out of your money at this time. One of those moves is rebalancing your portfolio. The advisor I spoke with says if you are inclined to buy during a time like this, try not to buy all at once because we still don't know exactly what's going to happen. Rather, buy in increments, which will allow for smarter moves. Many people tend to feel they should sell during a time like this, but he says that's not the case. However, if you have already sold, that's okay. His advice is to commit to going back in at about 20% over the next 5 weeks. And he also says you should make your 529 contributions and your IRA contributions right now. This will save you money in the long run.
If your kids are less than 4 years from going to school, probably put these dollars into the savings portfolio to give your other dollars more time to recover. And if the kids are more than 4 years away, probably put these dollars into a diversified portfolio to give these dollars the opportunity to grow.
Financial professionals say it's not unusual or abnormal to go through these kinds of dips. Now, he also says this is a good time to actually speak with a financial planner or advisor about your long-term plans, just in case something like this happens again in the future. You are prepared. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. Good information there. The COVID-19 outbreak is also impacting how Hoosiers can vote. As you may recall, the May primary has been moved for now to June the 2nd. And now Hoosiers will be able to vote by mail. The Election Commission unanimously approved the extended absentee ballot on Wednesday. The group is also considering moving a vote by mail election, and that will be discussed at a meeting scheduled for next month. And also consider this. A major retailer is now asking you to leave your reusable grocery bags at home during the outbreak. Meijer says it does not want shoppers to bring in those reusable bags into its stores. That's in order to stop the spread of the virus. There is an exception. Customers can use them if they are using the Shop and Scan service. The change is being made at all Meijer locations.
The coronavirus is having an impact on all of us, but for seniors in the class of 2020, they could potentially miss out on huge and important milestones in their lives. Our Kelsey Anderson spoke with a few soon-to-be graduates. Kelsey, how are these seniors feeling right now?
The seniors I spoke with say they are simply devastated that a big part of their childhood is quickly slipping away. I spoke with 3 seniors, 1 from Center Grove and 2 from Greenfield Central. Julia Falcone, Elliot Lambert, and Cale Savage are all in shock that their last semester of high school, their graduation, and their senior prom are all up in the air depending on what happens next as Indiana and the rest of the United States continues to fight the spread of COVID-19. All of them shared the same thought with me.
I feel like I'm missing part of my childhood.
I feel like I'm personally getting dipped out of my senior year.
It's definitely odd that
last Thursday could have been my last day ever, like in high school.
As of right now, the governor says schools will not be back in session until May 1st, and most proms are scheduled before then. Coming up in the next half hour, hear more from these seniors, plus how what's happening right now around the world is helping to solidify what they want to do in their future career paths. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. As you get out and about here this morning, if you're choosing to do so or you have to, you're walking out to pretty quiet conditions. We do not have the fog like we did yesterday, which is great news. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there in spots. Overall, it's partly cloudy this morning, but look at these temperatures. Not bad at all. We're in the mid-40s, and here's that band of cloud cover that's lifting its way through the area. Once the sun comes up, it'll burn some of that cloud cover off. So it's a great start to our day, but eventually some rain showers, they will start to sneak in here later on this afternoon. Before they arrive, though, temperatures will climb all the way up to near 70 in Bloomington as well as Columbus, and then decrease just a little bit as you work your way to the north. The time now is 5:11. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6. We're back in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
It's the season finale tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana from our makeshift studio here in Johnson County. The number of COVID-19 deaths has hit a milestone, a grim milestone. Nearly 70,000 Americans have tested positive for the virus, more than 1,000 Americans now dead. The federal government now saying that it's making some progress to help Americans during this time. While you were sleeping, the Senate officially passing the $2.2 trillion economic rescue package. That bill now goes to the House. They'll vote on it more than likely tomorrow. The president has also voiced support for the bill. In a press conference, he says he'd like to lift the lockdown on the country by Easter.
And there are large sections of our country probably can go back much sooner than other sections. And we're obviously looking at that also.
Public officials are not in favor of that idea, warning that it could quickly overload hospitals and cost more lives. Around the world, the death toll has now climbed past 21,000, many of those coming from Spain, with more than 700 deaths reported Wednesday. More than 3,400 total deaths have been confirmed in that country alone, making it the country with the second highest death toll in the world. They passed China, where the outbreak began. Italy has the most deaths so far, totaling more than 6,800.
Homecoming for troops stationed overseas are being delayed again because of the coronavirus. The defense secretary has frozen all movements of overseas troops for 60 days. Those scheduled to deploy are also being delayed. In all, the freeze is expected to affect about 90,000 service members. Naval ships are the exception and will be able to return on schedule. More than 200 troops have tested positive for COVID-19. The Pentagon believes that number will continue to grow for at least 3 weeks. After Prince Charles was tested positive for coronavirus, his mother, Queen Elizabeth, is canceling all public appearances. The 93-year-old monarch is well over the age for sheltering guidance, which in Britain applies to people over 70. She had already canceled some appearances earlier this month. For her safety, the Queen will move to Windsor Castle a week early in preparation for Easter. Prince Charles is currently in isolation. Here at 5:16, let's take a look at the weather with Todd.
It's all good here this morning in the weather department. Temperatures are comfortable. Skies are partly cloudy, and we don't have those visibility issues like we had yesterday. 48 right now in Indy, 50 in Bloomington. 52 is the current temperature as you make your way into the Muncie area. And we do have a good amount of sunshine to start our day across the area. Unfortunately, we'll start to lose some of that sunshine as we work our way throughout the morning hours. And by this evening, we're bringing in some scattered showers across the area with temperatures that'll be topping off in the low to mid 60s. In fact, I do think some of you down towards Bloomington and Bedford, Seymour, Columbus, you probably all have an opportunity later on this afternoon to maybe get up to near 70 degrees. And the reason why is most of the rain as it makes its way into the area later on this afternoon is just going to be in northern locations, which I'll show you in just a second. And the rain doesn't look all that impressive this morning on radar off to our west, but it's going to expand in coverage as it makes its way into our area. We're still completely dry throughout the noon hours. Some of those spotty showers start to come in late afternoon, early evening, but it's a pretty sharp cutoff. Indianapolis probably gets clipped by a few showers, but those cities I mentioned where it could hit 70 degrees, look how you remain completely dry for the most part throughout at least the daytime hours. You may see a stray shower this evening as that band of rain makes its way through the area, but by no means is today going to be a washout. Now tomorrow there's a little better chance of rain off and on throughout the entire day, but there will be some breaks throughout the day tomorrow, and it's mild once again with temperatures in the 60s. Let me go back over to TrueCast, starting this one off at 1 a.m. Tomorrow morning, and we're still dealing with partly cloudy skies as we run through the day. You notice it's just a few hit or miss showers. It's really late Friday night into early Saturday morning that we get a big push of some very heavy rainfall that's going to come through the area. And you notice these pockets of heavy rain. 9 a.m. Saturday, we get a little bit of a break. That's with the warm front. And then the cold front will come through with another round of heavy rainfall. So you'll see rain in the forecast today, tomorrow, and into the day on Saturday. By the time we get to tonight at midnight, look, we're only talking about a couple hundredths of an inch of rain, maybe just over a tenth of an inch to the north. But as I advance this forward, once we add the rain in Friday, those rainfall totals come up to 2 to 3 tenths of an inch. But the real big push of heavy rain, bringing those rainfall totals up to maybe 2 inches in spots, that'll arrive during the day on a Saturday. So Saturday is by far the wettest day in our extended forecast. Next week, we'd get some drier weather in here with seasonable temperatures in the mid-50s.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look I-65 at 30th Street. Not too many cars or trucks out in this area of the city this morning. No issues to report on the roadways right now. Amazon says one of its employees at its Staten Island fulfillment center has tested positive for COVID-19. This is the company's 9th center to report a case. Other workers have tested positive at facilities in California, Florida, Kentucky, Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas, and Connecticut. Amazon has temporarily closed some of the sites, but has tried to refrain from mass closures. The price of eggs is going up in the U.S. due to supply shortages at some grocery stores. Americans have been buying them while panic shopping due to the coronavirus. Wholesale egg prices have gone up 180% since the beginning of March. Walmart and other big companies have set limits on eggs and other high-demand products.
The National Football League has closed all of its training centers in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Commissioner Roger Goodell sent a memo to the 32 teams with the new guidelines. The closures went into effect last night and will last all the way, at least for now, until April the 8th. Athletic trainers are still allowed to give medical treatment to players. Teams can also sign free agents, prepare for the draft, and as well, sell some tickets. And the Indianapolis Colts are adding another piece to their defensive line. They've signed former San Francisco 49er tackle Sheldon Day. He is the second defensive tackle from the 49ers that the Colts have signed since free agency opened. They also took All-Pro defensive end DeForest Buckner in a trade just last week.
Many music festivals have canceled shows during the coronavirus outbreak, but that's not stopping some artists from putting on a performance. After the break, the acts you can see perform live from your couch tonight. We'll be right back.
2020 Nissan Altima.
Despite Coachella being canceled due to COVID-19, many musicians are performing online so you can turn your home into Couchella. Dave Matthews is launching his Pay It Forward live series to support small businesses affected by the outbreak. The 30-minute shows will be done from performers' homes every Thursday night at 8 on Yahoo Entertainment. Country singer Jimmy Allen is also putting on an online concert. His performance will be live on his social media channels at 5. And Richard Marx is performing in Billboard's Facebook Live at Home series at 3. Now, Todd, I know your choice for an online concert would be Bruce Springsteen. Raphael, who would you choose if you got to pick who's performing live?
That would be J-Lo and Shakira, a encore of the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm all about that.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. All right, Todd, let's take a check at the weather now.
Yeah, not bad this morning. Temperatures are sitting in the 40s and 50s, and we'll stay in the 40s here this morning with skies that'll be partly cloudy. And throughout the day, you will notice the clouds start to increase, but look at these high temperatures, especially to the south where you stay dry. 70 in Bloomington as well as Columbus today. The cooler temperatures as you work your way to the north, that's due to more in the way of cloud cover. And for those of you in Lafayette, Tipton, Peru, over towards Muncie, you'll have the best opportunity for some scattered showers to make their way into the forecast later on this afternoon and into the evening hours, where we have the temperatures in the 70s. That's where it's going to basically stay dry throughout the entire day. By no means is today a washout. Get out there and enjoy. Just know the further north you are this afternoon, the better chance of some spotty showers working their way into your area.
Todd, thank you. Hospitals and healthcare workers are getting some help with medical supplies from an unexpected place. Ahead on Good Morning Indiana, how schools across the state are pitching in to help against the coronavirus outbreak. We'll be right back.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5:30 here on your Thursday morning, and we here at RTV6 are continuing to practice our social distancing. I'm Meredith Barrickham here in the RTV6 studios. And Rafael Sanchez, why don't you tell our friends out there where you're at this morning?
Well, good morning and welcome to our makeshift studio. This is a portion of my living room. As you can see, they brought in a monitor. They brought in half of the circle. I have Lady Victory and the Salesforce Tower here in my living room. So we're going to make the best of it and provide you the best coverage possible as we practice social distancing for the next few days, maybe weeks. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully not too much longer, because we do miss having our entire team all together here in the morning. Todd here is with me in studio, however, far away, keeping him at a distance. He is going to let us know what the weather is like today, Todd. I can't get over how great yesterday afternoon turned out to be.
You know, yesterday was just absolutely terrific once we got rid of that fog in the morning hours and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and a lot of people took advantage of the nice weather, getting out and about, walking and biking across central Indiana. And today I think you have that opportunity again. It's not going to be as picture perfect, as we'll bring in the chance of some rain showers later on this afternoon for some of you, but you'll all need the sunglasses to start. I highlighted the light rain jacket just in case you're out and about. Here in northern locations later on this afternoon, some of this rain is going to make its way into the area, and a few showers may clip the metro area as well. And then the further south you are, less in the way of rain chances throughout the day today. So you don't need to cancel any outdoor plans you may have set up with some of your neighbors, maybe for some group walks through the neighborhood with that social distancing taking place. But just know that there will be the chance of some showers in spots. 40s and 50s right now. Temperatures are on their way up to highs in the mid-60s later on this afternoon. Meredith.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look at I-465 at Man Road here. You can see traffic starting to pick up in this part of the city. We saw a lot of traffic here yesterday. Looks like it might be the same case here today. Just a reminder that stay-at-home order is in effect currently, so if you do not need to be out and about, please stay home.
At 5:33, let's get right to the numbers. Meredith, we're looking at the number of corona cases that continue to surge in our state. This morning, the state health department reports 477 cases in Indiana. 14 people have died. More than 3,000 people have been tested in our state. We expect another update on these numbers around 10 this morning. Once we get them, we'll send you a push alert on the RTV6 app. Now, with the steep increase in COVID-19 cases, state leaders want the public, you and me, all of us, to look beyond all of those numbers, and here is why. Health officials say it's important to look at where the number of cases are headed if action isn't taken right now. And that's why the stay-at-home order is so critical. As more tests make their way across the state, more patients are coming into contact with doctors, meaning more supplies are needed. The superintendent of public instruction, Jennifer McCormick, says schools are now stepping up to fill the need.
Our schools, whether it's science labs or career technical education, have signaled to us that we have gloves, we have masks, we have gowns. Where do you need them? So our team is working with the Emergency Operations Center to determine what that distribution looks like so that we can be a good partner in making sure our healthcare folks have the gear that they need.
McCormick says schools don't have massive stockpiles of supplies, but every little bit, she says, will help.
Today, the Indiana National Guard will help with getting important supplies to medical facilities. The supplies include gowns, gloves, masks, and face shields used by healthcare providers. INDOT and state troopers will help get supplies to the hospitals. State leaders say the supplies are part of a federal stockpile. National Guard troops were activated last week to help in the state's battle against the coronavirus. In a move to boost the U.S. economy, the U.S. Senate approved a $2 trillion stimulus package Wednesday night. The measure is one of the largest emergency aid packages in the nation's history. It includes $250 billion for direct payments to individuals and families, another $250 billion in unemployment insurance benefits, $350 billion for small business loans, and $500 billion in loans for distressed corporations. The aid package is supposed to address the country's economic downturn in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. It now goes to the House of Representatives for a vote, which will most likely happen on Friday. President Trump has indicated he will sign the legislation into law.
Since the coronavirus shut down, as you know, stocks and 401ks have taken a tumble. So what do you do with your money? Our Alyssa Donovan is live this morning with some details on what you may want to consider when it comes to how to handle your money right now. Alyssa, good morning.
Good morning, Raphael. Now, a lot of people might feel overwhelmed or simply stuck during this time when it comes to their finances, but I spoke with a professional about some things that you can do to get the most out of your money during this time. Now, when it comes to stocks, the advisor I spoke with says the best reaction is not to sell, and if you want to buy, do so in small increments. This will be better for your wallet in the long run. If you are close to retirement, this is a good time to rebalance your portfolio to minimize risk. This is also a time to budget and create an emergency fund. If it's necessary, also ask for extensions on certain bills to give you more flexibility. The biggest advice he gave, though, is to focus on your long-term goals.
Focusing on our plan. We tend to make much better decisions when we're thinking about our long-term goals and what do we need to do to give ourselves the chance or the best probability of achieving our goals.
Now, financial professionals say that, just a reminder, every time we've experienced a market like this, we have recovered. Now, if you are still worried or unsure or not certain about what you should do for your next move, this is a great time to consult a financial advisor and get a plan in place so you are prepared for if this happens again in the future. Reporting live, Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
Alyssa, thank you so much. The coronavirus is also having an impact on the class of 2020, seniors in high schools, seniors in college. This could mean that they could potentially miss out on a key milestone of their life. Our Kelsey Anderson spoke to several seniors, high school seniors in the class of 2020 who are currently in limbo. Kelsey, good morning.
While the thought of missing out on graduation, senior prom, and so many things that happen in your last year of high school is sad for these seniors, they tell me what's happening in the world right now is helping to solidify what they want to do with their future careers.
It's really hard because I've been looking forward to graduation and even senior prom and senior spring break and all of that since I was a freshman.
Julia Falcone is a senior at Center Grove High School. She says she's trying to stay positive even though right now all she thinks about is the things that she and her classmates are going to miss out on.
And I've been looking forward to making these memories, and I've been building up relationships with all of these people for 4 years, and I don't really get to say a farewell.
And just to the northeast, Cale Savage and Elliot Lambert are bummed because their senior band season is canceled.
I mean, it's kind of just a surprise. It all happened all of a sudden. It felt like the rug just got taken out of our feet.
My senior year is going to be based off of
a few good things happening my first semester and the rest of it being taken.
Savage tells me he doesn't know yet what he wants to study in college, but both Falcone and Lambert tell me this crisis has solidified their future career paths.
It kind of solidifies what I want to do. I want to go into music education.
Lambert says without an in-person instructor, he's having to teach himself new music, and the spring concert music they've been working on probably won't be played.
I'm going to Purdue University next year for nursing.
Falcone says she's always been interested in the health field, and what she's seeing right now makes her even more passionate about it.
I see how health professions are needed in a time of crisis and how big of an impact they can have on people's lives.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana, I ask these seniors what they would say to school board officials if given the chance. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. Several organizations are teaming up with local churches to provide fresh and healthy food for people in need for free. Pop-up food distribution sites will be set up in church parking lots. The program started Wednesday. Barnes United Methodist on West 30th was one of the first sites. Neighbors there say they're grateful.
Everybody needs food.
Yeah.
And so I came to get some food. When you're a senior, you're retired, you're on fixed income, you can always need help. Somebody say they don't, they're telling the tale.
A couple of things that I'm taking is really, back to other families, because my family, we kind of, already got some things, so really taking some back to other families that can't get out, can't get around, can't get to this side of town, so, really just trying to help out others.
Future pop-up distribution dates, times, and locations will be announced as they're decided. Two Indianapolis agencies, Midwest Food Bank and the organization Before You Fall, are behind this project. We want to hear more stories of Hoosiers working together during this tough time. Share the positive efforts going on in your community by emailing us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
All right, as you walk out the door this morning, temperatures are mild for everybody. As we work our way throughout the course of the day, depending on where you live, your temperatures are going to differ a little bit for your afternoon highs. I'll start you off here in northern locations, still above the normal high of 56, but northern locations, you're going to be a little bit cooler than everybody else. And the reason is your clouds increase a little bit quicker. Some showers will start to work their way into your forecast later on this afternoon. Southern locations, where you see more in the way of sunshine, less in the way of rain chances later on today. Highs will be all the way up into the 70s. Very, very mild Bloomington as well as Bedford and Seymour. In the metro area, it's a mixture of sun and clouds, just the chance of some stray showers, and temperatures that range from 61 in Noblesville to about 66 degrees today in Franklin. The time now is 5:40. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6. Stay with us. We're back in a few minutes.
FarmerClaims.com.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana from our studio here in Johnson County. Scientists say that there are a number of drugs that might, the word is might, in air quotes there, that may prove effective against the coronavirus, but nothing has yet been proven. Nonetheless, many of those drugs are being prescribed improperly, or some people are hoarding those drugs without them being tested adequately. As one reporter found, some people are going without the drugs that they need, and now they are struggling.
Across the country, some people with chronic illnesses are finding their much-needed medications are on back order.
Your order's delayed, and we're working to resolve the issue.
One drug in short supply is Plaquenil, generically known as hydroxychloroquine sulfate. It's used to treat malaria and chronic rheumatic diseases.
It prevents them from having severe pain, from their arthritis from getting worse, from forming nodules. This is a daily medicine that these people absolutely need.
Erin Fox is with the American Society of Health System Pharmacists and maintains a list of nationwide drug shortages. She says 4 of the 8 producers of hydroxychloroquine are running out.
We've definitely seen a rapid increase in demand for this product. I think it's a frustrating problem, and I think it's really scary for those patients that rely on this medication day in and day out.
While the drug is not FDA approved as an off-label treatment option for novel coronavirus, it has already been touted by the president as a potential game changer.
Millions of units are ordered, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to be talking to the governors about it, and the FDA is working on it right now.
Last week, a French study of just 20 people reported 70% of coronavirus patients treated with Plaquenil after 6 days tested negative for the virus, compared to 12.5% of the control group. Hospitals across the nation have been stockpiling it as a precaution. The state of New York has already acquired 70,000 doses as part of its own drug trials to begin this week. But with no large-scale clinical data available, public health officials warn it's too early to know whether the drug is effective against coronavirus.
The information that you're referring to specifically is anecdotal. It was not done in a controlled clinical trial, so you really can't make any definitive statement about it.
Now we're even seeing hospitals call us to ask if we have this medication. I mean, this is a disaster.
LA-based online pharmacy Honeybee Health says they've been inundated with calls from doctors under pressure from patients insisting on prescriptions. Some physicians also trying to self-prescribe the drug due to the coronavirus scare.
We're seeing pharmacies hoard this medication. We're seeing doctors hoard this medication, and now at the patient level.
As a result, Honeybee Health is urging prescribers to be responsible and judicious to avoid misappropriating the drug.
There are patients out there who actually have lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, who need access to these medications. There just needs to be more responsibility on their part to calm patients' nerves rather than playing into the fear.
Reporting from Chicago, I'm Usher Qureshi.
It's probably no surprise that with the rise of coronavirus cases, we've also seen an increase in products that claim to offer protection. The New York Times investigated nearly 500 websites that launched using the retail service Shopify in the last 2 months. They found products like a $60 coronavirus air purifier necklace and a $300 pill that promises protection for 30 days. Shopify is working to shut down sites with fraudulent products. A spokesperson told the Times they will suspend accounts that can't back up any medical claims. Here at 5:47, Todd, we had great weather yesterday. Is more in the forecast for today.
You know, today's a decent day. I know I'm starting off with rain chances, and you can see they're definitely more elevated later on this evening, but there's a lot of dry hours mixed in throughout the day, especially the first half of the day. And even as these rain chances do start to build later on this afternoon, it's only for some of you. It's those of you in northern locations that will have the best opportunity to pick up some of those showers. I'll show you that on TrueCast in just a second. Temperatures this morning nice and mild. When you first open that front door to walk outside, maybe to get the paper or just to get a little bit of fresh air, you're walking out, the temperatures I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with. You're not going to open that door and get hit by the cold air. And today's another above normal day. Yesterday we climbed up into the 60s. We'll get back up there today. In fact, we should warm pretty quickly throughout the morning hours and then eventually up to about 63, 64 degrees with increasing clouds throughout the day. And for some of you in southern locations, you could hit 70 degrees in Bloomington as well as Greensburg just because you'll have a little more in the way of sunshine throughout the entire day today. We have this little band of cloud cover that's in place currently across the area. And then off to our west, you notice some rain and snow. That's the rain shower activity that's going to be heading our way later on this afternoon and this evening. 1:30, some of those showers are starting to approach the Lafayette area. They'll expand from west to east across the area, working our way into the evening hours. A couple of these showers will clip the metro area, but the best bet for them, again, is to the north, drier down to the south, and then we'll deal with these rain showers just throughout the course of the evening hours. So looking ahead in this forecast, I want to kind of break down these days for you that contain some rain. Today we just talked about it's just late with that high temperature of 64 degrees. Tomorrow we kind of deal with scattered showers off and on throughout the entire day, a high temperature of 64. It's really Saturday that I'm going to highlight for you and pinpoint. It's warm up to 70 degrees, but that's when we're going to be dealing with the heaviest of the rain across the area with some thunderstorms as well. We just rolled through Friday there on TrueCast. You can see it's just a hit or miss shower. Otherwise, just lots of clouds around. It's Saturday morning, really, very early, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning that some of this heavy rain starts to move in. And then we'll have periods of rain off and on throughout the day on Saturday. And that is going to be the wettest day. And it's also Saturday that will have the potential, I think, for some localized flooding to develop across the area. So make sure you stay with Storm Team 6 and RTV 6, and we'll keep you updated as we work our way through things. Rainfall totals today, not much, a couple hundredths of an inch. That's maybe enough to wet the ground, not cause any puddles, as I like to say. And then to the north, maybe a couple tenths of an inch. That's when you're starting to get into the puddle potential, at least. But it's Saturday that the heavy rain moves through. Some showers linger on Sunday. Sunday's a breezy and cooler day. And then Monday and Tuesday, plenty of sunshine and temperatures that'll be in the mid to upper 50s.
Todd, thank you. We're taking a live look right now. I-70 at Mithofer Road. You can see traffic starting to pick up in that area as we approach the 6 a.m. hour. No issues to report out there this morning.
Meredith, the Starbucks is helping first responders to get up and moving in light of the fight against COVID-19. How about a cup of Joe? The company says it's giving free coffee to those in the trenches in the battle against the virus. That includes doctors, nurses, hospital staff, police officers, and firefighters. First responders can claim a tall size coffee at any location that's still open until May the 3rd. Hey, move over some apples because a nice long bath a day might just keep the doctor away. A new study shows that taking regular baths can lower your risk of stroke and heart disease. And the authors say the higher the water temperature, the lower that risk. They say that tub baths promote what's called hemodynamic function. Blood flow is increased and the heart is able to work efficiently. It's a similar effect as lightly exercising. So keep that in mind the next time you have a choice between an apple or a nice bath.
All right, Raphael, thank you. A pizza franchisor with locations here in Indiana is giving back to his employees. We'll detail his heartwarming gesture when Good Morning Indiana continues.
Awesome. Call, click, or visit a store today.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Our We're Open campaign encourages all of us to go out, of course, and shop local and buy carry-out. So let me take you to Florida, though, where they're doing something really special. One diner in Florida wanted to help out, and so he left a massive tip. The $10,000 that he left behind at a regular diner at the Skillets was large enough to split between the entire staff. The restaurant's owner looks on the bright side because acts of kindness are spreading throughout the community. He also is going to keep that tipper anonymous. Meredith?
A Domino's pizza franchisee with locations in Indiana and Ohio is giving back to its employees in a major way. Tristan Kohler says he is giving 100% of his restaurant's profits back to employees. And it's not just at one store. Kohler's franchise owns 2 stores in Richmond and 19 other Domino's in Dayton, Ohio. He says he expects the profit sharing will amount to more than $2 an hour extra per employee. The franchise has pledged to keep the profit sharing in place until June 19th. I think that is a fantastic idea. We've seen so many restaurants and other similar businesses struggling here during this time. So what a generous thing to do. And now I want a slice of pizza.
It does sound pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of person that I can eat it at any hour. What about you, Raf?
Any hour. In fact, my oven is on.
Oh.
I'm home.
You put a little frozen pizza in there for breakfast? All right, nice. I like it.
All right, outside right now, temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. If you don't want pizza, I think many of you could fire up the grill once again this afternoon or this evening. Some of you, though, will deal with some rain showers. Storm Team 6 radar is nice and quiet right now. We have morning sunshine. A high temperature of 64 degrees. But as we work our way into the evening hours, rain is going to return to parts of the area. Northern locations have the best chance for some of those spotty showers to work in. Southern locations, you remain completely dry. We'll break that down for you and have a whole lot more coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 5:57. Stay with us. We're back in just a few minutes.